Hello everyone, today I'm starting a Python series in which we will cover all the basics and details of Python. So for experiments, we will be using Google Colab. So let's start with first creating the Google Colab notebook, and then we will start our very first topic, that is variables. So before starting with the experiments, let's just create a Google Colab notebook. So here I am in the Google Drive, and I'm just in my folder which I have created for the Python series. So I'm just right clicking here and selecting the Google Colab. Here you can see in the more option you can find the Google Collaboratory. So I'm just clicking on it. Okay, so now this is the way you can create your own notebook, and you don't need to go for installing Python and any other supporting library. But even though you can go for the Jupyter notebook and other utilities which we have. So before starting with it, I'm just giving a name to my Google Colab, that is I'm creating with the variable, that is our first topic which we are covering today. So now I have given a name to my notebook. So now this is it. I'm done with naming my first notebook. Now start learning with the variables. That means first we need to understand what the exact meaning of variable is all about. So variable, that means this is a container or the placeholder where you can store your information. You can store the values which you can utilize throughout your experiments. So this is the way we can utilize variables, and this is the values can vary as well. So let's start. Now I am creating the very first variable. I am writing a equals to 10. So there is a variable or the placeholder I have created which is storing 10. So once I execute it, now this is executed. Now I want to just check it out what the value stored inside the a variable. Now when I write print a, so it will give me the value of a, that is a is a placeholder which is stored a specific value. So this is the way a numeric variable I have created. So let's say if I want to store some messages in a particular variable, let's say I'm writing b hello. Okay, so b is now holding a string or the text variable values. So when I'm just running it out, and now I want to just get to print it down, so I'm doing the same method. Now I was printing the value of b, so now it will be like hello. So the text is present over here. Now if it is a string value, so we will be enclosing it within the single quotes, and we can go for the double quotes as well. Both the things will be executed in the same way. So instead of the single quotes, I am putting a double quotes with the variable b and putting a value of hello over here. Now when I print it down, you can see the things. So in Python there is no any difference between the single quotes and the double quote. You can go for utilizing any of these things. Okay, so and one more thing is, like when we are writing any string values inside any message, like say if I'm writing hello. Okay, so if I'm writing like this, and I want that my message should be like this, a single quote should be there, and then hello how are you will be displayed. You can see there is an error is coming out here. That means when you put a single quotes for the second time with enclosed with the any string, that means your string is completed here itself. So there is no any requirement to go for adding on other strings. So this is the way we can avoid declaring the strings. So this is the way we can go for utilizing the string or defining the string variables. Now we can go for defining, or multiple assignments also can be possible in Python. Like for an example, if I want to initialize two variable, at the same time in the one line only. So what we can do is, let's say C and D, two variables I am defining, and I am putting values 1 and 2. Okay, so C and D, two variables holding a specific values. Now I'm just executing it. Now if I just want to print it out, okay, so I'm writing C comma D. Okay, so when I run this, you can see 1 and 2 which we have stored in C and D variable, it is just printed out here. That means multiple values within a single line you can make it, but this is for when we are having a small or less line of code program we are working with. So this type of multiple assignments can work it out, but for the complex programs it may be the case like it will increase the complexity as well. One more thing that in the variable which we can make it down is note it down is we can make the names of the variable in some contextual base. Like if I want to store the annual salary of a specific employee, I can't make it like A, B, C kind of variable. So it should be senseful. So that means I can make it down like annual salary. Okay, so that can be some relevant things we can mention, or the names, whatever the variable names you are assigning, it should be relevant and some meaning associated to them. Either you can go for adding the underscore, that way also we can work it out. Okay, so in this way the namings will be preferred when we are declaring any of the variables. Now the thing which you need to take care of is the variable name cannot be started with the keywords. Okay, so what we can need to avoid is we can avoid the keywords. Like if I am writing true, so true like this is the keyword. So anything which is under keyword section you cannot utilize it, and no any variables which is starting from numeric values cannot be defined as a variable. Okay, so this is not allowed. So few things you need to be take care while declaring the variables, dealing with the variables. Now as of now we have declared a number of variables throughout our line of code. Now in case you want to just check it out how many variables you have created so far, what are the data types and what are the values associated with those variables. Now there is one thing you can go for it. You can use, this is one of the command which you can use, and when I write and execute it, you can see it will give me the information for the variables which I have created so far, what are the types associated with those variables, and what are the values they are holding. Okay, so this is the way you can start working with variables, how you can create variables, what are the things you need to take care, and how you can get the idea of your variables which you have created throughout your notebook. Okay, so this is the way we can utilize the variable concept. Hope you understand the concept. Thanks a lot.